Jenniferlopez and Marc Anthony may have moved on from their passionate love story, but some fans haven't. Their love burned so bright that many are still low-key hoping they'll get back together. That's probably never going to happen, and this is why. It all began in 1998 when Marc Anthony was performing on Broadway in the musical The Cape Man. Jenniferlopez, who had just divorced her first husband, Ohani Noah, caught Marc's attention. According to Jenny from the Block, the first words he said to her were, "One day you're going to be my wife." Whoa. Although they briefly dated around this time, their relationship didn't progress into anything serious. However, it was clear that they had incredible chemistry. The singers collaborated for the first time on the song No Me Amos from J-Lo's debut album On the Six. Oh, what a beautiful ballad it is. The song hit #1 on Billboard's Hot Latin Songs, and Lopez and Anthony even appeared together in the music video. It was the first time we got to see their undeniable chemistry, and while fans were pining for the singers to couple up, the two had not yet kindled their romantic flame. In May 2000, Marc tied the knot with former Miss Universe Dayanara Torres, and during their marriage, they had 2 sons, Ryan and Christian. The pair split before reconciling for another 2 years, divorcing in 2004. Meanwhile, Lopez sparked a flame with Ben Affleck while working on their movie Geely.
We just happened to be together at the birth of the tabloids. And we were kind of the hot couple at the time, you know? And we may have played into that at the beginning because it was fun, and then it was not fun. Then it was like destroying us.
At the time, the actress was married to her second husband, Chris Judd, but she filed for divorce in July 2002. Shortly after, Lopez and Affleck started dating and went public with their relationship. They later got engaged and had everyone anticipating their wedding, until just hours before exchanging vows, they called off the ceremony. After the heartbreak of their failed relationships, Lopez and Anthony found their way back to each other. The pair started dating but kept their relationship very low profile. In her book True Love, Jennifer spoke about her relationship with Marc, sharing the sweetest words of adoration. "All the heartache and pain of my recent breakup couldn't have been for nothing, could it? Maybe I had to go through the bad so I could end up with the person I was meant to be with all along," she wrote. The very same year, Jennifer and Marc gave their love another try. They got married. On June 5, 2004, the lovebirds tied the knot in a secret ceremony. They had only been dating for 6 months, and though neither of the pair had announced the union, the bands on their left ring finger spoke volumes. J-Lo later spoke to People magazine about the marriage, saying, "When you find that person who doesn't run when things get hard, I think that's where Marc proved to me that he was more of a man than anything I had experienced." Fans of the couple were filled with joy over their marriage, while Lopez and Anthony showed the world that they not only worked well together, but were also a super sexy couple. The pair quickly became something like Latin American royalty, being put on the same couple goals pedestal as the 2000s version of Brangelina. Jennifer and Marc performed together at the 2005 Grammy Awards ceremony and even co-starred in the 2006 film El Cantante as husband and wife. Shortly after the film's release, the couple launched the Jenniferlopez and Marc Anthony En Concierto Tour. One night, Marc performed the Journey song faithfully and dedicated it to Lopez, saying, "It's a real personal song. This song has a whole new significance." How sweet! The actress later shared how Marc helped her confidence during their marriage. According to The Beauty, her husband would tell her, "You're a great singer. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're not a great singer." They were very supportive of each other, which contributed to their careers soaring. At the final stop on the joint tour, Lopez and Anthony finally confirmed what audiences had speculated over the last several weeks. Lopez was pregnant. With a radiant smile, she declared, "Marc and I are expecting a baby." On February 22, 2008, their twins, Emmy and Max, were born, bringing immense joy to the couple and their fans.
They just made me realize, like, what was real and what wasn't real, and they just changed everything. I'm sorry, I don't mean that.
Everything was going so well for Lopez and Anthony. They had just welcomed their little bundles of joy, while their work and collaborations had a firm hold on fans. Together, they played an important role in support of Puerto Rican humanitarian causes. Also, as we mentioned earlier, they were an extremely attractive couple. Their lives seemed great. However, behind the scenes, it wasn't all bliss. After 7 years of marriage, Jennifer and Marc announced that they had separated. According to a source, the decision came after months of non-stop arguing, so they decided it was best to go their separate ways for the sake of their kids. The news devastated fans. Who could believe in love when one of the most romantic couples had split? Years later, in her memoir, True Love, Lopez described the moment she knew her marriage had to end. She was sitting in hair and makeup when she experienced a panic attack. "It was one of those moments when you're so scared you can't even scream," she wrote. "In a blur of fear and panic, I looked at my manager and my mother and blurted out the words, 'I don't think I can be with Marc anymore.' Then she burst into tears." Even though she was going through a very low moment in her life, J.Lo didn't let the hurdles stop her career's momentum.
You have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to say, this is good for me, this is not good for me. You can't accept anything that doesn't feel right to you in your soul.
An insider revealed at the time that the actress was focusing on work following the separation. And while the beauty continued making waves in pop culture, she quietly struggled, not letting fans know that the split had devastated her. The singer would later confess to going to therapy because of her romantic history.
I don't know, I just kind of I started thinking about life in a different way. Like I said, I started asking more questions of myself, of love, of what was right, of what was wrong, all because I wanted their life to be great too.
While she didn't explicitly say anything about Marc, Jennifer did say the therapy sessions happened in her late 30s. This was around the time she was married to the singer. During the therapy sessions, there was a lot of talk about self-love and being the fierce woman she is. J.Lo was sure she loved herself. "Obviously, I was doing all these things in my personal relationships that didn't seem like I was loving myself, but I didn't even understand the concept of it," the actress said, adding, "It took time and it's still a journey for me." By 2012, Anthony filed for divorce, and 2 years later, it was finalized. While Lopez and Anthony's romance came to its sad end, the two would remain in each other's lives.
And then of course it's sad. It was devastating and awful to think that we were not going to make this last, because I think both Marc and I both thought at the time we'll be together for the next 40 years, until we die. And for the realization to start coming in that that wasn't going to be the case was probably the biggest disappointment of my life so far.
The two had decided to co-parent, with Mom having primary custody of the twins. In the years to come, Lopez and Anthony showed how they made it work peacefully and happily, becoming two of the most amicable exes in Hollywood.
It's probably been the journey of becoming whole on my own. Right. I always thought that I was gonna find happiness and love out another person was gonna give that to me. And then I realized that that's not how it is at all. You actually get to be happy all by yourself.
Jennifer and Marc still work together after their divorce, and because of this, fans often speculated that they would get back together. In 2016, the former couple shared a kiss at the Latin Grammys after performing a duet. Days later, Anthony and his then-wife Shannon DeLima announced their separation. The timing of these two events led many to wonder if Jennifer and Marc had rekindled the flame. Sadly, the reality where Lopez and Anthony reunite may never exist. The beauty once confessed that she and her ex-husband are better off as friends.
It's great, and the kids, they get to spend time with the two of us more together and see us working together, and it's just good for them, it's good for us, it was just good for the whole family.
Around the same time Lopez made her statement, Anthony confirmed that the split was best for them. "If you want to get along with a woman, just get divorced," he joked. Over 3 years after their divorce, Jennifer said that her post-marriage collaborations with Marc helped to repair the parts of their relationship that had been fractured from the arguments and divorce. "It kind of made us friends again, because when we first started working together, it's how we met. We met working, and so we remembered that, alright, we connect on this level of music," she shared. As of 2023, Marc has been newly married to Paraguayan model Nadia Ferreira, while Lopez enjoyed wedding bliss with Ben Affleck. The actor shares 2 daughters and a son with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner. The big, happy, blended family has been working together to co-parent the 5 kiddos. Their families are continuing to mesh well together, and their kids are getting along, for the most part, an insider shared. Jenniferlopez and Marc Anthony are still very involved in each other's lives, but getting back together doesn't seem to be an option. Jennifer and Marc's story shows that sometimes one chapter needs to end for the better ones to come, which in this case was ending the marriage so their amazing friendship and electric chemistry as colleagues could blossom. Do you think Jennifer and Marc should give love another chance? Let us know in the comments below. Be well and be kind.